Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, we want to proceed with the final section of our machine assembly, or in other words, that's the real machine assembly. What we actually covered was part designing in machine assembly. And so, I have made all these parts that make up my knuckle joint. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts: the tapered pin, the rod, the pin, the fork, and the collar. They're going to be assembled together to make the knuckle joint, basically. So how are we going to be doing that? I'm going to be initializing my Proe this time together from scratch, because this is not going to be like what we did in part designing. Ignoring all the errors, you might be getting different errors to what I'm getting here, because I have not made my Proe the default software, but you can ignore them as long as you can open. So here we are not going to be doing part designing, so we are going to be selecting assembly designing, checking the default template, selecting the last option, millimeters, like we did previously. Let me see. Yes, this one, ASM, that's for assembly, millimeters right there, and that's it. So you are welcome to a similar window to what we had, but this is not machine assembly. So you can also make parts in assembly, which is the bottom-up approach, but I'm going to be doing the top-down approach, whereby I've already made the parts previously. I just want to be able to combine or put them together using machine machine assembly concepts. The main tool that we're going to be using is the assemble, which is adding components into the assembly. So I'm going to be selecting this to make or to import the parts, going into my desktop and assembly 1. What am I going to start with? I think I'll rather start with the fork, and then I'll import the rod, I'll import the pin, I'll import the collar, lastly the tapered pin. So let me first of all import the fork into the assembly. So the fork has been selected right there. I'm going to click done. Let me put another component, which is the rod. Where is the rod? There is the rod. So there is the rod. But now I want to make sure that it is inserted into this assembly. So I am going to add some constraints. First of all, let me try to use the mate. So the mate is joining two surfaces or faces together. I'm going to join this surface to that surface. Yes, in that manner. Then I'm going to create another new constraint. This time it will be the what? Let me try to align these two components, or when we're aligning, we are putting two, or we are aligning different axes together. So this axis to that axis. Yes, it has been properly aligned as per expected. So I am done with the first part right there. Then I can click done. Okay, it's properly done. That's good. So far so good. What are we going to be importing now? I think we're going to be importing the pin. So let's make the pin. So let's import the pin into the assembly. So there is the pin. Let me try to mate this surface to this surface. Let me create a new constraint, which is the aligning. So whenever we're mating the surfaces. Let me try to align these axes together. Yes, it has been inserted perfectly well. And that's it. We're done. We now need to import the collar. Let's import the collar. So there is the collar. So how are we gonna be importing the collar? Right there? Let me see the axis. Let me try to turn off these plans because it's now less visible. So let me try to turn off for better clarity. So I am going to mate this surface. So let me make a constraint which is mate this surface to this surface, and then create a new constraint, align. Mate and align, very important, to this axis right here. So that's it, but we don't have a through hole here. So let me try to create another new constraint, which is the align. So I am going to be aligning A3 to this part. Yes, and now we've got a through hole. I think it has been done perfectly. Let me try to visualize if I have a through hole. Yes, I have got a through hole right there. Now the last thing is to insert the rod inside this hole. The tapered rod, the tapered pin actually, the tapered pin here. So let me see how best to insert. So I'm going to be selecting another option, which is the insert. So I'm going to select the revolved surface, which has been made previously, into this hole. Let me zoom the hole. Yes, and it has been inserted. If I click OK, let me see if it has been done properly. Yes, it has been inserted properly. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll click done. If you want, you can save your assembly. Save a copy as assembly. Assembly 1, assembled machine 1 by 1. Then I'm happy with it. So these are all the parts. Save a copy, then that's it. So your assembly is made up of the fork, the rod, the pin, the collar, and the tapered pin. So very clear and very straightforward. So you can build up a whole machine using this concept that we've done. No matter how big is it, you can build an assembly using these tools that we've done. Mainly I use the taper, I use the mate, and I use the align, and I use the insert to insert components into all of features. So that's it. But before I close, let me also show you how we can create an exploded view. An exploded view. Let me go to views, explode, and let me try to do this default one. Let's see what's happened. Yeah, so that's how you can make an exploded view of the component. Once you have done that, you can create an exploded view, and if you want, we can create an exploded view in that manner, and that's it. So that's how you can also make an exploded view. If you want to make your own movements in the exploded view, you can edit the positions yourself. And you can try to show how these components can be exploded in a manner that you want. Yes, you can also make, this pin. You can also selecting this axis, moving it further. You can also select the fork. Let's try to move it even further. Alright, no problem. Let's put it there. Let's click done, and then let's create and explode. Then right back we can explode again in the manner that we want. So that's it. You can also make those exploded views in CAD. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've appreciated how to use the assembling tools to assemble a machine. Let me meet you in the next video, where we are going to be talking about more options in advanced modeling tools. See you there.